This is Jimmie. Say hi. Yep, it's official, boys. He's actually retiring. Okay, this is now just gonna be weird. I'm just gonna put you down. And there you go. Yeah, so it's actually official. Jimmie Johnson will retire from full-time NASCAR competition at the end of 2020 in a heartfelt video that he posted earlier on Twitter. Now, I'm surprised, not that he retired, just that he retired this year or next year. You know, I'd expect Jimmie Johnson, because based on how he was talking about when someone would interview him on how many years he got left, he kept on saying either like, hey, I've still got a few years left, I want more years, or I still have that fire in me. So I'm thinking, okay, he's thinking, or like he might be retiring 2021, 2022, not next year. So yeah, I was hoping 2021 because I thought, you know, he would like to try out, you know, the next gen car, a new schedule, maybe a new track. You know, I thought like a new season would be a way to cap off his career, but he decides that 2020 is the right time to step away. So now, obviously, all eyes can be on Jimmie Johnson. You know, how is his season going to be like in 2020? Quite frankly, I have no idea. Do I see him winning a race? Most likely not, based on how Chevrolet has been performing as a whole. They just have not been that type of person that I am confident on and saying like, oh, you know, every week expect not even just Jimmie Johnson, expect a Hendrick car up front. I cannot say that now. The only time I can really say that is Watkins going to Chase Elliott and maybe now Chicagoland. But other than that, or maybe the short tracks or the road courses, but other than that, I cannot really put my faith on a Hendrick driver being up front next year at every track. And on top of that, they have a new car. Now, this could either be the biggest or dumbest mistake Chevy has made, bringing out the Chevy Z01 1LE. Again, we're not going to get into it, but it's very weird that they decided to put out a car like that with the next gen car coming just 2 years after. Very weird, but whatever. Now, regardless, you can say whatever you want about Jimmie Johnson and how he's ran as of late. I mean, he's capping off a legendary career. 19 seasons in NASCAR, 83 career victories, and he has 4th or 5th on the all-time wins list, tied with my Darrell Waltrip. 7 Cup championships, including 5 in a row from 06 to 2010. Has won in 3 different generations of cars in the Gen 4, Gen 5, and Gen 6. I mean, I don't know. That's one hell of a career, to say the least. Now, we're going to get back to Jimmie Johnson a bit later on, but this then opens the door. Who's going to replace him in 2021? Now, there are 4 drivers that I feel like could be a possibility. Now, the 2 ones that I see unlikely, Noah Gragson and Daniel Hemrick. Now, those 2 I don't see as likely as an option. Gragson, he's not experienced enough. He's not been winning like Christopher Bell has or Tyler Reddick has, you know, in order for me to be confident saying, okay, he could take over the 48 ride. And Daniel Hemrick, people say he has experience, but he has 1 year of Cup experience, and it wasn't a good one. So, again, you cannot also put your faith on Hemrick. You have to see how he does, not only just for next year, how he does over time. He has to spend time in Xfinity, actually know how to win in Xfinity before he moves on to Cup. That leaves with 2 options, and those 2 come from the Ganassi stable. Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, and actually a 3rd one, Matt DiBenedetto. Now, most likely, it's going to be between Chastain and Larson. I don't see DiBenedetto going to the 48 car. We have to see how he does in the 21 car, but for now, I think it's between Chastain and Larson. And I say Ganassi stable because technically Ross Chastain is still employed by Ganassi. Remember, Chastain was supposed to drive for Ganassi this season, 2019, but DC Solar and had the old, you know, IRS, whatever the hell is happening over there. They had that whole problem. They shut down, and their whole Xfinity program shut down as a result of that. So now Ross Chastain is confirmed for 2020 to be in the Xfinity Series for Colleague Racing. However, 2021 is up for debate, as well as Kyle Larson. We know he's locked in for 2020, but we know nothing about 2021. And remember guess who owns the 48 car? It's not Rick Hendrick. Technically, the owner of that 48 car is Jeff Gordon. And Jeff Gordon has spoken very, very highly of Kyle Larson. I feel like personally Kyle Larson is the perfect driver, depending on how contract goes. If he does not have a contract for 2021, I can guarantee you he will most likely jump in that 48 car. I feel like he'd be the perfect fit. You know, you can say whatever you want about Hendrick Motorsports, but it's Hendrick Motorsports. And one thing that they do have is stability. Ally Financial, right there. Ally Financial, shout out to them. Great partner for the sport. They have a full contract extension till 2023 to sponsor every race on that 48 car. So if a driver goes to that 48 car, they've already got stability. They can just focus on racing and not have to worry about getting a sponsor. They can just focus on racing, and that'll probably take care of itself. Larson, if he goes to Hendrick, he's already got full funding from Ally, but he also has additional sponsors. He can bring over maybe Credit One Bank, can maybe bring over McDonald's or Clover. And just think about it. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, teammates. And then this is no disrespect to Bowman and Byron, but having Elliott and Larson as teammates, two of the rising stars in NASCAR, that is a hidden power gem of a group. Hendrick, depending on how everything goes with this next gen car, they've got some great drivers. We talk about, if Larson goes to the 48 car, amazing. Chase Elliott, we know he can drive a car. You just need him to give him the car to do that on a consistent basis. William Byron, improving every single year. I think he's going to improve even more next year. And Alex Bowman, who, he didn't have a breakout year, but he did something at least this year. Won at Chicagoland, ran really good as one of the races this season. So while we should not get away from the fact that we should focus on Jimmie in 2020, things are looking very interesting in 2021. It's also interesting for NASCAR as a whole because the 13, 14 years ago, the generation of Johnson, Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth, Jeff Gordon, they're all gone. Tony Stewart, all gone. And now you're starting to see the new generation of 2021. I think there's only 2 drivers left in full-time competition in competing rides are Harvick and Kurt Busch. And both in their mid-40s. And I believe Kurt Busch, he has an extension to 2021. I don't know about Harvick. I believe Harvick has until 2020. So, yeah, things are going to be looking very interesting from 2020 on. But I am very looking forward to seeing what Jimmie Johnson can do in his Swanson season. Look, as a 48 fan, all my life, it's going to be weird seeing someone else in that 48 car in 2021. It's going to be very, very weird. I'm going to cherish this. I'm going to hang it up now. I haven't hung this up in a while, but I'm going to. Yeah, you stay right there. There you go. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to Jimmie Johnson for everything that you've done with NASCAR and you've done for the sport. It's truly been remarkable to see you as my driver win all those championships, and hopefully you can have a successful career in your final season. And that is going to be the one and only story I'm going to be talking about this week on Inside the Lines. I know there is a lot more stuff to talk about here. Daniel Suarez and Cole Custer and a lot of other stuff that I should talk about, but unfortunately I'm not going to have time to do so. The reason why is because this Sunday, the Core League is back, ladies and gentlemen, and back better than ever because your boy is going to be commentating. Me and Workman, that's right, the 2019 winner of the Summer Showdown will be commentating the entire season of the Core League this Sunday with the Daytona 500. However, not just that, it's just the ending of the Days of Thunder. A whole weekend of Core Series action for you guys. On Friday, we have the shootout, or the clash for YouTube purposes. That will take place tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I should say. Sorry about that. Then on Saturday, the Daytona Duels will take place. That starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And then, of course, the Daytona 250 Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a lot of fun, and so I got to prepare. We got to get ready with me and Workman. We got a pre-show. We have new things we want to bring into the Core League, so I have to focus on that, and unfortunately, I won't have time for an Inside Lines episode for the remainder of the week. But what are you guys' thoughts on this? It's not shocking, but it's still breaking news announcement of Johnson's retirement. And who do you think is going to take over for the 48 car in 2021? I'm very interested in your thoughts. Tell me in the comment section down below. But that will conclude this episode of Inside Lines. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. But until next time, my name is Jared from NASCAR on MDK, and I'll see you guys in the next video.